Hello, my name is Jared Wilson. Welcome to my EDL 853 Special Education for Building Administrators Module 1 video. My name is Jared Wilson. I'm 28 years old. I grew up and was born in Penrose, Colorado. I enjoy camping, fishing, riding snowmobiles, riding dirt bikes, riding four-wheelers, riding UTVs, just doing things outside. I attended Fort Lewis College from 2012 to 2016. I've been in education for 6 years. I taught 5 years in Florence, Colorado, and then this is my first year here in Pueblo West, Colorado. I am part of District 70. District 70 educates over 8,000 students from all over Pueblo County. It is one of the largest geographical school districts in the state of Colorado. There's 3 high schools, 6 middle schools, 11 elementary schools, 4 charter schools, 1 alternative high school, 10 preschools, 3 transportation centers, and 2 administration centers. This is one of the smallest schools I've ever been at, yet the largest district I've ever been a part of. I am currently at Swallows Charter Academy. We are a K-12 public charter academy. I say public because it's different. It's not just charter, it's also public, and it kind of makes some of the rules kind of blurry. There's a lot of gray area with different things and kind of what the school looks like and how we enroll students and things like that. Currently, we're at 3 track per grade level. We are capped at 24 students on average, and we offer early college and trade school internships. To move into this module, the focus is on school culture and what a school leader's role is in creating or maintaining that school culture. So one of the first things we can do as educational leaders is to learn about diversity and equity. We should introduce activities and discussions with staff and students. This should be a learning environment that all participants are in at the same time. Have high expectations. So as a school leader, it's important for me to have high expectations for my teachers. I need to demonstrate what this looks like to staff, with staff, give them those high expectations, show them why I have those high expectations, but then also how to translate that to how my staff works with students. Support student leadership. So discover ways to incorporate student ownership as well as incorporate student ownership with disciplinary action. So giving them more choice, giving them more freedom, but giving them more responsibility. The next thing we can do is strengthen a supportive culture and demonstrate, research, and implement what that looks like, ways we can be more inclusive, ways everyone can be involved. How can a school leader support and encourage advocacy? Intentionally focus on what this looks like in classrooms. Give examples. I know my last school did a great job of always sharing those celebrations. Focus on that. Maybe between staff meetings, you say, this is your goal. We want to hear back of how you're able to do this. How are you able to make your students advocate for themselves? Using advocacy as a key component to school-wide goals and initiatives. This could be huge as something that you can kind of get your whole team around, get all your staff on the same page, and push towards this and somehow get it to fit your school-wide initiatives. Teach the whole student. Something here at SEA we always talk about is being able to stop and communicate with the student. That is as important as academics are, and that's why we're here. We have to teach the whole student. That's the emotional piece, psychological piece that we have to connect with these kiddos. Sometimes they have something going on with their life that is more important or that is not going to allow them to learn until they get that taken care of. The next thing we look at is life lessons versus academic lessons, and knowing, and what's great here at SCA, we have a lot of freedom to where if we need to stop and teach a life lesson, if something took place in the cafeteria, if something took place in the classroom where we can stop and discuss that, we are able to, we are given that freedom to do so. And we don't feel the weight of always having to just get through academics when there's life lessons that need to be taught. High standards and expectations, keeping those standards high and those expectations high for all students. Offer support for all students. So being able to offer different channels for how students can come to you, how you can go to them, how you can communicate to make sure everyone's on the same page. And who do you want to share the world with? It's something at SCA we always ask ourselves. We ask our our classmates, we ask our teammates, who do you want to share this world with? And those are the kind of kids that we're trying to make. We're trying to make kids we want to share the world with. It's not always that we have the smartest kids. We don't always have the most driven kids. We have good kids who are good people, and that's what we want to produce. Equitable treatment of students and staff in an inclusive classroom. So create a place for discussion for both staff and students. Make sure that this atmosphere is somewhere that people can share what they're feeling, share what they're observing, and they have avenues to do so that's a safe manner, that they're able to freely do that and not feel like they're under pressure or that they're going to be scrutinized for feeling one way or another. Another way we can do this is to introduce curriculum that implements diversity. Whether you have different gender discussions with some of your literacy, whether it's different household. So instead of same-sex parents, you could have same-sex parents, you could have divorced parents, all kinds of different literacy that kind of goes through the non-traditional literacy approach that we've seen for so many years. Prepare teachers to how to effectively handle situations. There are going to be some situations that might make the teachers feel uncomfortable, and when a teacher feels uncomfortable, they might not handle it the best way that they can. And getting them prepared, showing them how to handle situations if they might come up, will definitely have a better end result, or the chances for a better end result. Common language and expectations among staff, kind of getting some type of a program so everyone's on the same page about what our expectations are, how we should work together, and that it's uniformity among all the staff. Establish norms for classroom and staff meetings. I think this is important, especially in staff meetings, to make sure my teachers know the expectations when they walk into a meeting, what it should look like, how it should sound, how we should work through, and they should have that same expectation of me. What am I going to produce for them that is meaningful and useful and applicable to what they're doing every day? Same concept bleeds into the classroom. Classroom teachers should have high expectations of their students. They should have them meet them, but they need to show them how to do that. And establishing those norms for their classroom will help them with that. And then procedures, having the same routine, going through, making sure that students know what to expect. How to address negative assumptions. So a good example is the Principal's Advisory Council is a group whose main purpose is to ensure positive school culture. So having a group designated in your building to just going towards having positive school culture, that might be looking at different disciplinary programs, different redirect programs, things like that, so that we are all on the same page. Adopt more character education words such as acceptance, honesty, and respect. Educate the staff, share real-world examples and experiences so that the staff understand when they come into this or what negative assumptions they may have that they didn't realize they had. Provide support to staff in clarifying questions. I know sometimes in staff meetings there's things not said because they're not comfortable or that they don't feel like, that it's a judgment-free zone, and being able to develop that as a school leader is crucial. And then asking the students for feedback. What do they see that we don't? What can we do as a staff and as teachers to help them? And then once we get that information, it's important that we act on it. We act on what the staff is saying. We act on what the student is saying, and we do what we can to support them best. Here is my resources for this slideshow. Here is my correlation, my relevance, and my reflection. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.